we want you guys to understand the struggle that we go through as a company, trying to invent something that's never been done before. And that is the shopping annuity. So you hear JR talk about it, and you hear JR talk about his vision for it and where we're going to be. We will get there, but it's not something that we can do overnight. It's a lot of work. So we're going to talk through a lot of those aspects tonight. We're going to talk through things we're doing, things that we have already done, and why it will work when it all comes together. So an average day in an unfranchised owner's life, obviously you guys are spending money, right? And you're hoping to save money, right? And save time, which is also money. We hope you realize this money. That wasn't a very good response. Maybe we don't realize time's money. Time is actually your most valuable commodity. So everything that we're doing is about doing that. It's about saving time. It's about saving money. So it's not an easy thing to do. We have a lot of products on our website just in the U.S. We bring in almost 500 million products. And we bring in those 500 million products every 7 hours. And we have to churn maybe 200 data elements on every single piece of product that we bring in. And then we have to categorize it. And then we have to throw it in through our taxonomy, which is your categories you see on the website. And then we have to look for what we call deltas, and to see if anything's changed, to figure out what to put on the site, what to change on the site, what to discontinue on the site. It's a lot of work. And in doing so, we have to do a lot of things. We want to make sure that that product is price competitive. We want to make sure it shows up in search and it shows up first. And if it's a BV product, it shows up above everything else. I could go on and on and on and on about rules that my team and myself and the IT team spend months and months and years. Hell, I've spent the last 10 years battling. So it's a lengthy battle, and we will win it. But it's not something that we're going to do overnight. And I want you guys to understand that, because it's a big part of realizing what JR is saying about everybody thinking he's an alien and he's flying around in outer space. We will land the spaceship that he landed tonight in the close. It hasn't happened yet, but we will land it. And when we do land it, the shopping annuity is going to be something that you're going to see on the cover of Time magazine. It's going to be that big. So you guys want to be part of that, right? You don't want to come in after the invisible train Fat Joe references. It's already run past. So let's talk a little bit about it. Everything we're trying to do is about making shopping easier, making it fun, and saving time and money. So we spend a lot of time investing in stuff that will make it easier to identify where you guys are spending money and where you're going to spend money, where the average family spends money, looking at the demographic data for single-family home, multi-family home, different types of kids, age ranges, etc., and classifying that data so that we can come up with these best collections of product. And I'll call them collections tonight because I don't know what else to call them. On the website, we're calling them lists, right? We're putting them together in lists. So it's a breakfast list in this example, right? You guys are going to eat the same type of food, most families. In my family, my daughter likes Lucky Charms, and she likes Honey Nut Cheerios, right? So those are the two cereals I would keep on my list for her anyway. It's the same type of stuff. I'm probably going to eat oatmeal, so on, so on, so on. Well, there's patterns in every family out here, and there's people buying the same thing in every family out here. And with that is the collective buying power piece that JR keeps talking about. And if we get every single family out of the 180,000 UFOs that we have, not to mention the customers that they have underneath them, and find these patterns within the families that are buying, then we're going to change the game in shopping for those types of products, right? And we're also going to be able to find the right products. So a lot of what we're doing is doing that. We talk about in collections. What we're trying to do from a data standpoint is find the right collections for the right type of family. We're looking at the individual members of the family. We're not just looking at, okay, here's a breakfast list, so that we can help customize that. But then we want to get deeper than that. We want to get into data attributes about, oh, this guy's vegan and he's organic, and so then we can even customize that stuff. So there's a lot going in that you guys don't see that are behind the scenes that are going to help make these products easier for us to serve up and give you the better choices. But the good news is, even before we get there, we will start giving you, and we actually have given you, the best choice products. We've embedded them now into the assessment. They're on step 7. You're going to start seeing in the next few months coming live collections of products in Unfranchise and on shop.com, where you can simply click a button and add that whole collection to a list, to a cart, to an auto ship, and you're going to see that same technology both on Shop and Unfranchise. So it's really going to change the game moving forward. One of those things we're going to do is point out the savings. Like I said, savings is important, right? It's also a recruiting number. So when you bring customers to the site and they don't only see savings and monetary savings, and they see a value for time savings, then they're going, how are you guys saving me time? And they start asking that question. That's a great lead into, hey, let me tell you a little bit about the shopping annuity, right? So that's the whole idea there. We've changed the homepage of Unfranchise. This is a quick mock-up of this. This actually is going to be going live. My team's in the back. December is the last date I was told. I've been told that we might be able to get it live sooner than that, but this is a major redesign. As you guys know right now, when you pull up your mobile phone, you can't even get to a homepage of Unfranchise. When this goes live, every single thing in Unfranchise will be available from your mobile phone. Every page, every widget, every report, everything from your mobile phone. So, and it'll work the same on every device. You're not switching in and out of desktop view or mobile view. It'll be a big change. More collections. Again, collections. We want to show you the time value. We want to show you the savings, and we want to show you the right product. Talked a lot about what we're going to do to help you find those right products and what we're doing to help find those products. The first steps of it are us manually finding them. We've partnered together with the IT team to come up with algorithms that we're using to bring in Amazon's best choices. And we've matched that against product data that we have on our site. And so my team and Sarah and a bunch of the ambassadors, well, Sarah's on my team, don't know why I say that, but we're all one team. But we had a whole bunch of people, ambassadors, some of the top shoppers and retailers with the company, go through our data and look for the best products. And we spent months doing this. And we spent months going through all of our categories and finding the right products. And what was the best product with the best shipping, how you could meet free shipping threshold by putting enough consumable products into that cart. And then we had IT run through the algorithm that we brought in from us working with them to come up with the algorithm from Amazon. And we were able, even on the first pass of this algorithm, to hit about a 65 to 70% accuracy. So we're getting there. So even with us manually finding it, we're getting there with IT and finding it too. So we will get you the right products. Bear with us. We'll put them in this right collectible list. I think I went the wrong way. Did that stop it? I hit backwards accidentally. All right. So in doing so also, we redesigned the home page. Well, we're not going to just redesign the home page. That's actually the last page that was redone. The shopping interface was redone already, and the entire shopping interface has been redone to be responsive. A couple of things you're going to notice already. The search bar is outside of the ordering menu. You no longer have to go in the ordering menu to find a product in Unfranchise. You literally can just hit the header and search. That's a big win just for finding products, right? The second step of that Sarah's running point on, a lot of architecture and data pieces had to change to make it possible. And then the second piece of that, as the IT team serving up those results, hasn't happened yet. But in the near future, when you search OPC3, you're going to get a mixed search result. You're going to get product first, because that's what you searched for was OPC3. And then right underneath that, you're actually going to get all of the sales aids, all of the audio downloads, all of the training materials for OPC3. So you're not actually going to even have to go into the training and download section, right? It's all going to be available from a search, available on every single page, on every device, on your phone. Will that save you time? Hopefully that'll make you some money too, not just save you money, because it'll make it easier to retail. So a lot of the redesign was just done and making it friendlier, faster. We've redesigned all the product detail pages. They're also completely responsive, so they work the same on all devices as well. Much better selling attributes. We're doing a lot of stuff with Adobe Test and Target. We're able to move elements around on the page. What that really means is that we're able to test the better selling attributes above the fold on product detail pages so that we can really make it easier for new UFOs and even a UFO that hasn't tried a product to find the value in that product without having to read a ridiculous amount of text, right? We all know that the selling content on our pages is probably not the best. So we're working to optimize that right now. We have a second goal of our phase to work with the sales team, the executive sales team, and actually rewrite a lot of the content that's on the product detail page to put selling content, really marketing, sales-driven value of the product above the fold, so you don't have to read through all the uniqueness and benefits. Has anybody ever read the product detail page on OPC3? Does that make you want to buy OPC3? I got a yes. We want to make it really want to buy OPC3. So we're doing that now with testimonials and moving attributes around to help us optimize those pages. But they've gotten a lot better. In the 10 years I've been with the company, they really have changed a lot.
The new Shopping Annuity Auto Ship makes it easier to convert your spending into earning and gives you peace of mind by automating the delivery of products that you use on an ongoing basis. This saves you valuable time while funding your shopping annuity. It's simple. First, create lists in the Shopping Annuity Assessment by dragging and dropping the exclusive products that are recommended for you. You can also select one-cart store items for your regular spending. Preloaded lists, such as laundry room and kitchen supplies, are available, or you can customize a list to suit your household needs. The lists you already created in your assessment are a great place to start when building your auto ships. You can also add additional products by using the search bar. Once you add products, you have the flexibility to choose the frequency and quantity of your orders, and you can set up as many auto ships as you need. You can easily see when the order will ship, select when to be charged, and even postpone an order or make changes within a 48-hour period prior to shipping. You can manage your auto ships at any time by visiting unfranchised.com. Take the first steps and automate your shopping annuity by building a few auto ships today.
All right. So this has been a big step in our automation process for what we're trying to do with the shopping annuity. This actually has been something that we've been working on for over 2 years, but you've heard us talk a lot about, for the last 2 years, the difficulty to find products. You've heard me talk about it tonight, what we're doing from a data standpoint, what we're doing from an IT standpoint, what we're doing manually with some of the top shoppers and ambassadors to find the right products. Well, what we've designed and what we've started looking at, Target, Amazon, a lot of the other big sites out there are doing this right now, and they're putting a lot of prominence on their list. Does everybody in here write a list when they're going to the grocery store or to CVS or to Walgreens? We're hoping you don't go to some of those places, but some of them, unfortunately, you have to go to, right? I mean, it is what it is. But with the shopping annuity, what we're trying to do is to make it super easy to never miss any of those opportunities. So taking time to create the list one time and to put it in a list, whether that's for your beauty supplies or whether that's your cleaning supplies or whether that's your, pastas, whatever you want to call it. And we've actually segmented some of the list into the different grocery items as well. Find it, take time to find it, put it in a list, and then that list lives with you because we are creatures of habit. We reorder the same stuff over and over and over. And so the way that we built the shopping annuity auto ships was utilizing those lists. So as you find the products, and if you've taken the time to find the products, you're able to just take those products and all of your lists automatically show up in this new auto ship service. For 90-day items like, and I say like, but every family is different, right? But for my family, probably toilet paper, paper towels, trash bags, and I could name some others, are 90-day supplies. Those are things I don't want to have to think about. And if I don't have to worry about thinking about it and I don't have to worry about going and looking for it again, we've made the technology in Unfranchised super easy where I just pull up my list. Right now you can pull up your list already. That piece is live. Soon in the future, you're going to be able to filter that list by 90 days and just see your 90-day products. Let's say there's 20 products in that list for cleaning supplies. 3 of them are 90 days, and you filter on 90 days, and those 3 will show up. And you literally would just add those, dragging and dropping to a 90-day auto ship. You set it once and never have to worry about it again. The auto ship process has been built where it's going to show you the free shipping thresholds. It shows you all of the breakdowns that we've talked about with savings. You see everything all at once. So it's making it easier and easier and easier to buy these ongoing consumables. And we know not everybody's going to do that. Some people are going to add it to a cart. But we built the auto ship process for those things that you don't want to have to worry about. And I think I've clicked multiple times. Veronica, sorry. It wasn't seeming to advance. So we're hitting real quick the Shopping Annuity site, and I think Sarah's going to spend more time talking about this. We've hit it already. We redesigned the marketamerica.com site probably, almost a year ago. Has anybody used the new marketamerica.com site? Do you like it? Is it better than the last tool? Does it work well as a recruiting tool? Wait till you see the shoppingannuity.com site. Guys, this site is going to be so amazing for selling the value of the shopping annuity to the world, for recruiting customers and potential partners and prospects. We all know the assessment that we built in Unfranchise. It's cumbersome. It takes time. There's a reason for that. A lot of the reason I outlined in the beginning of my speech, where I was talking about what we're doing with products and how we're trying to find easier ways for us to get stuff to your family. We need to require a lot of knowledge about your family that we couldn't just acquire from data based on you being on our site. So we asked that to a UFO. We'd never want to ask that to a customer, and we'd never want to ask that to one of your prospects or a customer. So we've built a new mini shopping assessment. Sarah and the team worked really hard on this. It's really an amazing mini assessment that's going to work as probably one of the strongest recruiting tools that we've ever put together in this business. So can't wait to see the site. I want you guys to see it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it. Just know that this is going to be one of the most powerful recruiting tools, and it's going to take the business to the next level, as JR is talking about, and being a customer-facing, client-facing tool that we're going to be able to retail through financial institutions out in the industry. I mean, do you guys get the power of that? The shopping annuity right now, shopping annuity master members range, and we've had about 14 to 18,000 people, and I don't know the exact data, hit the shopping annuity master member one time. People that are hitting it consistently month to month, quarter to quarter, drops down to like 4,000 or 5,000. JR keeps throwing out that number of 50,000. Imagine what the volume does when we hit 50,000. But when we make this thing available to the world, and we make it available to every customer and consumer, and shopping becomes so fun, so easy, so rewarding that every single person that comes to shop.com would never want to go somewhere else. Thanks, Billy. Do you understand how we changed the game then? Because then we're not 50,000, we're 500,000, 5 million. And you guys saw JR do the math the other day on the screen of what it does when we go from 23,000 to 160,000 to 5,000. You have no idea what it does when we get to 50,000, 500,000, 5 million. And that's what's going to happen when we do the shopping annuity and we do it right, and it takes off. And it's going to take off, just like JR was saying today. It is going to take off. You just have to be a part of it. So everything we're doing is part of that. We're trying to make it easy, fun, rewarding, and we're trying to make it duplicatable so that every single person comes to the site finds value in doing it. The booth, don't forget to go visit the booth upstairs, shopping annuity booth. More lists. I'm not going to get into all the lists, but again, the whole idea is we're going to serve products to you on an ongoing basis to make it easy and fun to do. Deductor, tax savings app. Does everybody in here pay taxes? Would you like to save money paying taxes? Would you like a free tool to do that? Then click on the homepage of Unfranchise and activate your account today. It's that easy. You guys literally were given a tool that cost an individual from $250 to $1,000 a year, and if you're actually going to use a CPA to do it, might cost you a few $1,000s a year. And this tool literally does everything for you. It's got really smart technology. Get in your car and hit start when you're going to the doctor's office or you're going to UBP, and you hit stop when you get there. It's automatically logged, the date's tracked. You just say it was a business expense, and it automatically is going to show up in your Schedule C at the end of the year. I mean, do you understand the value of that? Link your American Express and your debit card and everything else, and every single transaction you do automatically imports in, and all you have to do is say, yes, it was a shopping annuity expense in this category, but it was also a business expense because I was doing a UBP at my house, and boom, you're done. And all of that automatically is documented in the event you ever get audited, which happens a lot with independent unfranchised owners and direct sales organizations. It's actually about 30% of the people that file year to year end up getting audited at some point in time. It's foolproof. The documentation that is done in this tool, it is literally foolproof. So take advantage of this tool. The big part of this tool that I wanted to touch on is how it ties into the shopping annuity. So not only is it going to save you a lot of money, $3,500 a year on average is what people waste in not taking the right time to do the documentation. This is a huge step in what JR and I are trying to bring together for the shopping annuity, and that's the spending. We've been showing you numbers. I think the last number we threw out was 59,000. 59,000, 58,000. The average family makes in the U.S. spends 51,000. You've got $6,000, $7,000 left over, right? The new numbers are actually 75,000. 2016 was 75,000, and you end up with about $6,000 left over, I think was the last number I saw. JR had in his presentation. I'm not even sure he got to it. Those were numbers from CNN, USA Today, that we found earlier. So the whole idea with the shopping annuity is redirecting 18,000 of that 51, and if your number's more in the 70,000 range or upper 60s, we know that we're well into the 20s even on the 51, right? We're trying to redirect more and more and more money to shop.com, which is why we're trying to find all of these consumables and push them to you, because we're making it easier to find the money you're spending anyway. If you're going to spend it, wouldn't you rather be paid to, earn a residual income for what you're going to spend anyway? And that's the idea. A big part of us understanding and winning this war is knowing where the spend is. Without getting too technical and getting into the details, when I get a report back, which we get orders come in every day, and then we get affiliate feeds that come in every week, all I know is that you spent $3,000 at Best Buy. I have no idea what you spent $3,000 on Best Buy in. So I can't take that $3,000 and I can't run it backwards through our ordering algorithms and say, oh wait, 400 of it was on a dishwasher and the other 2,600 of it was on, a 4K TV. I don't know. So I can't put it back in an electronics category and wherever else it needs to go. The shopping annuity does that for you, because while you're categorizing it as IRS expense, you can also say it was a shopping annuity expense. And by doing that, you're giving us the data that we've been looking for, but you're also making it real to you. And by having your real number, you know you're not really spending $18,750 a year. You're more likely spending $32,000, $33,000. We spend way more than we think we spend. And if you've ever started yourself on a budget, until you really got into that budget, you had no idea where your money was going. This tool will do it for you, and they literally have built with the categories to match the shopping annuity. So it will literally give you a 100% itemization for everything you're purchasing in the shopping annuity, and it'll show you that number. That helps you because it makes it real. That helps people you bring to the table to talk about the shopping annuity, because that makes it real to them. You can show them a real number you're spending. But it also makes it real to JR and I and our team so that we can go find better deals in those categories. We can sell it to financial institutions so this becomes a customer-facing product. And we get infinitely more BV and IBV in the organizations based on the more people we bring to it. So that's the big win for us. And I'm not even going to go through all these slides. The whole idea there is with the digital aggregation. All right, so we redesigned some pages in Unfranchised. I was telling you about the ordering pages. A big part of the ordering page redesign was bringing back the categorization for Market America products and making it easier to find and stay on Market America products. We got a lot of complaints from the field about searching for a product. Search curcumin. Our curcumin showed up first, but so did like 7 other curcumins from CVS, Walmart, Target, wherever else. And in doing so, a new UFO would go in there and get confused because it's hard to tell sometimes which one was our product. And so people were buying competitive products. They didn't understand why there was another curcumin that was actually, a more affordable product, didn't have the same ingredient mix, et cetera. So we've changed Unfranchised. We put our prominence in our products back. We've put those brands on the ordering homepage to make sure that you can't miss them. We've added a lot of the personalization features where we'll customize the categories that you'll see there based on what you're purchasing and shopping in the most. And then also, when you start getting into the ordering funnel, we'll actually hide the partner products until you make a secondary click. So you guys will have to tell us when you want to see more than the Market America products. So we won't confuse unfranchised owners again. BV is what you want to buy first, right? IBV is what you have to buy everywhere else that you can't find a BV product. And so that's why we've changed the algorithms there. Again, more lists for everything you do. Exercising, cleaning. We want to make sure that we provide these customized lists. Cooking for every single thing that you do. Sleeping. The whole value of everything in the list that I showed tonight, and I literally had a whole nother slide series with another 50. I could go through 5 different presentations and show you this. These were products we found literally in our one-cart funnel and then on Amazon. And the exact product, same quantity, same everything on Amazon for the products you just saw was $1,300 almost on Amazon. And on our site, it was $784 with almost 70 IBV and 120 BV. These are products people are going to buy anyway. So if we win the shopping annuity like we're talking about, and you get every single person you know and every friend that you can get to visit the shop.com site, and they find the same value in these lists, because that's all that's on the site are these lists that show this value and savings, and everybody buys it. Do you know what the accumulation of that volume does in our organizations? That's the power of the shopping annuity, and that's why JR says you don't get it right now because you're not seeing it, because not everybody's doing it, for one, because they're not willing to just jump in and do it. But until the masses do it, until we make it easy like we're talking about, and we make it rewarding, you're not going to get the volume to see that's really going to make a difference. And I want to point out 2 things. We talk about the shopping annuity. It's not just about partner products. When we talk about the shopping annuity on Unfranchise and on shop.com, keep in mind, as we start introducing customers to the shopping annuity and the concept, when they see a cleaning list, it's not only going to have Lysol wipes and Windex. It's going to have Snap, right? It's going to have our BV products. So it might have 7 IBV products, but I can guarantee those lists that they're going to see are going to have 2, 3 IBV products. We know that that's where the margins are. We know that that's where the money is, as we say, from the income. So if you're able to make this fun and you're able to make it easy, and instead of the 10 customers you serve now, or maybe even 100, or I know I heard somebody last night, the gala that has 7,000. Imagine 70,000 or 100,000 customers, because every single person that comes to the site can't afford not to do it, because we've taken so much time value out of it, and we've put so much savings into it, and we've made it so simple and so fun. They look forward to coming to the site for Taco Tuesday or Pasta Wednesday or Cleaning Thursday. All of these lists that we're going to put together, then we're going to win this war. And that's what we want you guys to understand. That's where we will get, and we are getting. We're a long ways there. When JR talks about, what we have and these way to find these matchings and these concierge services and how it's going to change the game, those are the last pieces we're working on. The digital aggregation we already have with you guys, and bringing more people to the table just helps our numbers, right? All of those things we already have. So that's the whole idea of what we're trying to get to with the shopping annuity and what we're going to do with it. And I missed this whole site of this slide. All right, so this was the collections piece. This is the new page that we're going to be going live with in the near future, which is going to just feature the collections I was just talking about with Taco Tuesday, Pasta Wednesday, etc. All right, this is the survey. We had good participation in the survey so far. Booth 121, I think it is. It's also just, it's advertised all over. It's in your pamphlets. We have URLs all over the Coliseum. There's a booth with 10 iPads. We really want you guys' voice. JR hit it hard in his speech yesterday. I hit it mine. Mark even touched on it in his. We really need your voice to dictate the next round of products we have. And we're not just bringing in IBV products. We're bringing in 4 types of products. BV, the shopping annuity BV, you know, the toothpaste, the deodorant, the hand sanitizer, the foaming hand soap, which, by the way, all shipped yesterday. So if you guys had a big pre-sale, it shipped yesterday, and it's going to be waiting for you when you get home. And then razors went on sale, so that's the next round. We want to bring the next round of products, too. So BV, more IBV, and super IBV. So BV, SABV, regular IBV, and now the super IBV. Those are the 4 types of products we need to bring to the table, and we want your help in doing it. What this list and collection and polling and nominating process is going to do is help us narrow down what to start with. So we really need your vote. We need you guys to put in your voice. I literally checked the data this afternoon with my team, and we had about 1,800 people voting. Is there only 1,800 people here? It takes 10 minutes to do. And literally, we brought some amazing products to the table based on the last voting you guys did a year ago. Take time to do it, because it's going to change the game with the next round of products that we're going to bring to the table. So take time to do it. It really doesn't take that long. I think that's it on what I have. So I'd like to introduce a colleague of mine and a good friend, Sarah Rose Stack, to the table. Sarah is the Vice President of Business Integration, and I'd like to bring her up to the stage right now.
I think I just got a promotion. I know, you did. Woo! Hey guys, what's up? How are you feeling right now? You feeling all right? All right, I just want to, first of all, give you guys a little bit of a round of applause, because it has been a very, very jam-packed weekend, and you're here, and I think that says a lot about your commitment to your goals. Let's give yourselves a round of applause. So Chris did a really great job of hitting a lot of things, and actually a lot of what he talked about were in my slides. So I'm going to talk about it pretty high level, pretty quickly, because the majority of what I'm going to do is I have some of our top unfranchise owners and Shopping Annuity Master members and their fastest growing business partners here today, and I have some specific, I just said that like my son, Pacific. I have some very specific questions I'm going to ask them about what they're doing specifically to grow their shopping annuity, to create customers as a result of the shopping annuity, and to prospect. Does that sound good? Because what we want to do is we want to tie it all into the big picture. What Chris does and the team does is they are working hard so that the shopping annuity isn't something we have to think about. It's just on autopilot. It just happens. And instead of a this or that, it just happens. It's on autopilot, and maybe it even becomes a conduit to create customers and business partners. And that's the big picture. Do you guys get that? Okay, great. So that's what my little segment is all about. And here we go. So there's 3 things we do. I said this on Thursday morning, and it's really, really critical that we understand this. The first thing we do is we sell and use products. What is the first thing we do? Sell and use products. Great. The second thing we do is we share the business. The second thing we do is? Share the business. And the third thing we do is we promote education, which was, what was that again? Okay, great. So every single thing that the team puts out, that Mark talks about, that Chris talks about, that Lauren talks about, every single thing, you need to be thinking in the back of your head, how is that one little thing going to help me to do one of these 3 things? And if you don't know what the answer is, you need to find out what it is, because you don't know what the proper application of that resource and tool is yet, and it's not going to help you. And Don Martin, I think he's in the room, he said this best. He was on, not to be a creeper, Don, but you did a Facebook Live a couple of weeks ago, and he did this whole thing about how the business is really these three things, and all the resources and technology are the exponent. You get it? It's not the instead of, it is the exponent. It helps us to do it better, to do it faster, to do it more efficiently. Yeah. And I definitely agree with that. So, with that being said, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of all the new stuff, and then I'm going to invite my people up because that's what we really want to hear from. So, there are ways to share the shopping annuity. I kind of hinted at this, but honestly, prospecting and recruiting was the weakest part of our basic 5 for a very, very long time until the shopping annuity, and it's because we share this first. The reason why is because people are thinking when they see the business plan, can I do this? They honestly don't care about Market America, its products, how it works, or anything. All they care about is, can it work for them? Do you guys agree with that? Yeah, and so one of the easiest ways to break that wall down and that barrier down is to help them to envision themselves as part of the process. But everybody shops, right? Everybody buys products, and switching to your own brands isn't hard to do. Anybody can do that. And that's why the shopping annuity as a first look, in my opinion, is absolutely the way to go. So, I just shut it off because I literally repel technology. I broke it. Came back. You guys, I used to be the internet sales and training person, but I every single time I do a breakout, I break something that has electricity. Okay, so we have a brand new shopping annuity presentation. The new shopping annuity website is going live, but we didn't want to wait. So it is available to download right now. If you go to shoppingannuity.com, and if you go to the assessment page, it's right there. It's available currently for the US as well as the UK. All of the other countries and languages are going to be ready by August 20th, so pretty quick, like about a week. And I want to show you, you see at the bottom left there, I put a little circle. What does it say? Great, because what are you going to do with this? You're going to use this as a way to? Exactly. So I want you to know what to do with it. You need to understand how to tell a story. So in order to present a presentation, you need to know what you want to say and where you're going with it. So the first part is a quick intro. It's like 7 quick slides, all explaining what a traditional annuity is and how that compares to a shopping annuity, and really the high-level things of why this is a good idea. We don't get into the details, but we give them a couple of teasers so that they feel like, all right, this is kind of interesting. I want to learn more. The second section is probably the most important section of the entire PowerPoint. You know how it's really important to be able to show the plan? It's important to know how to share this concept. And it's important to know that the most important thing that you need, what is your number one goal when you show this? You need to get them to agree that they're spending the money anyway. If they don't agree, they don't qualify. Exactly. So you're already spending it. So there are new hard stop questions. I'm going to show you what that looks like because we're showing it to them and then we ask the question, do you agree? And if they say yes, they qualify. If they say no, they don't. And you can move on. You saved yourself a bunch of time. From there, it's all about the 4 steps to build a shopping annuity, from the shopping annuity assessment to changing your shopping habits. And we really, really switched it up. I'm going to show you that in a second. And then the big close is another 5 quick slides, or 3, it's like 3 to 5 slides. And it's all the big ways that we're changing the economy. And another hard stop question, because again, our goal is to get them to what? Agree. We're having a great conversation. All right, so a couple of little highlights. So this is the culmination slide of where the money is going. So as you can see, it's all laid out, very simple to read, $18,750 or more or a year according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, which totals to about $1,500 per month. So you look at that, and then there's a hard stop question. Do you agree that you're already spending the money on these items whether or not you choose to build a shopping annuity? Do you agree you're going to spend money this year on food, entertainment, housing, personal care, products and services, reading, transportation, apparel services, and healthcare and other miscellaneous things? Yes or no? Okay, great. So if you agree, then we can move on. If they don't agree that they're going to spend any money, ask what they're doing. By the way, there's another slide that has a whole bunch of annual events. It's holidays, it's seasonal types of things. And then there's another slide just like this that says, do you agree that you're probably going to spend money on these annual events and holidays? And then again, when you get them to say yes, you move on. Now, the other really nice big change, and I think this was a critical change, and I'm sure that all of our experienced UFOs will agree, is that the first step of changing your shopping habits is choosing to buy your own products first. It's BV first, BV first, BV first. That is so important because I will tell you that within the last year, and I know I talked to Carl about this and I know he'll agree, there's a lot of people that come on and they've seen the Shopping Annuity and they love it and they don't understand that it's BV first and they're like, why am I not making a six-figure income? I went to Target and Jet.com all year long. Well, it's math, you guys. It's called math. Are you going to build a six-figure income in 2 to 3 years on 2 to 5%? No. But when you get 80% margin in the form of BV, it's more possible. So what we did was the very first step to showing what that looks like is we talked about the importance of exclusive brands. First of all, it's better quality, it's a better value, and you get the highest commission. So right off the bat, when you're talking to your prospect, you're explaining the importance of BV products. And then I wanted to show you this really cool thing about changing the economy. So at the end of the presentation, we talk about the economy of the future a lot. And if you've listened to any of the really great tapes from JR or Big Al or any of the other great people, like, the old school OGs or whatever, they're always talking about the importance of talking in themes. Have you heard that before? So these are the big themes when it comes to shopping. It's a brand new concept, so you have to explain it. Number one, digital aggregation, right? Collecting characteristics of their shopping so that you can match people to product and product to people. Number two, collective buying power. Working together to get better products at better prices, at higher commissions. Number three, the referral tracking system, the ability to track everything somebody spends and credit people along the entire line of distribution. Number four, the MPCP, which is basically a reimagined direct sales model that is better. It fixes all the holes in the multi-level marketing, right? Because it's all, you get 100% credit for everything that your organization buys and does. And this is the big one, you guys. Shared ownership. We don't talk about that a lot. What is shared ownership? Well, what's happening right now, have you heard about the brick and mortar crumble? Have you heard of that? Brick and mortar crumble, I said it. So what's happening is online stores are putting, mom and pop stores out of business. Why? Because online stores have less overhead, and so they can offer lower prices, and so people want to get the lowest price, so they go online. Isn't that true? So the same thing that's happening online right now to small businesses or real traditional businesses is going to happen online as well. What's going to happen is that market online is going to become saturated, and eventually the customers are just going to go for the lowest what? Except for here, because we have a concept called shared ownership. And the fact that we have the most loyal customers because they actually get included in the transaction instead of excluded makes a big difference. And I think that's something very, very powerful because it makes the attractiveness of this business even bigger because you don't have to worry about your customers shopping somewhere else because they get paid to shop through you, don't they? So do your business partners. So do you. It actually protects you from that cannibalization that will happen online. Mark my words, it's going to happen online just like it happened to traditional business. And then finally, it's the equivalent of the 2 to 3 year plan or the 45-year plan slide in the UBP. It's your choice. You can continue to spend money and make other companies and people money, or you can convert that spending into earning with the shopping annuity and help make yourself money. Which would you prefer? And it's like obvious, silly question. Yeah, exactly. But I wanted to stop and walk you through that and coach you through how the big points are here because those are the really, really important ones. Again, it's available to download. There's a couple of ways that you should show this. Number one is you can show it to your prospects one-on-one as a webinar, as a first look. You can download the PowerPoint on shoppingannuity.com. But the most important part is to tie it in with a follow-up, which is the UBP, the plan. They have to understand how the unfranchised business fits into the big picture because there is no multiplier if you don't build a what? You need a team. You need an organization. So you show this, and then you show that. Does that make sense? Great. So there's also internet sales and marketing trainers that put these on in the same capacity as a UBP. Do we have any ISM trainers in the room? Can you stand up for me? Everybody look around. We actually have quite a few. Awesome. Give them a round of applause. These guys actually show these in hotel settings, and actually I've asked them to also show them on webinar as well, so that you guys have multiple opportunities. If you're not comfortable showing it yet, you can leverage one of them. And then you'll also be able to show the video. So there's currently like a recorded webinar on shoppingannuity.com, but we're going to have a professional video in the same style as that short UBP video available, so you can just click play and handle the follow-up. All right, I'm going to skip this, because you guys all know the value of this, and Chris just covered it really well. You guys agree? It's awesome. And so you're going to cast your vote. Make sure that you guys visit the booth for the collective buying power survey, and make sure you log into Unfranchise to do the pre-order so that we can make sure we get these. All right. By the way, did you guys see the different parts of the survey? It's honestly like it took me less than 5 minutes. It could take you up to 10, but the questions are really easy. It's just asking you, like, would you use it frequently, sometimes, or never at all? That's all we're asking. So there's not a lot of thought that goes into it, and it's just all kinds of stuff, like high level, and then it goes through really specifics, like groceries. How many people want to get better grocery choices? I mean, come on. So I just want you to understand that if you want that, you have to do this. And JR is listening. He's literally only acting on product development that you guys are saying you want. So if you say that you want something and you're disappointed that you don't have something, but you didn't take the time to vote, we don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, they're actually giving us more of a voice today than they've ever given us in the past, and we really, really, really need to take advantage of that. Yeah, you know that's right. All right. All right, so real quick, shoppingannuity.com, your name, September 2018. As you can, yes. Okay, as you can see, it's a beautiful global website. All of the statistics are on there. The most important thing on there, Chris showed you, is the assessment. You guys, it will take somebody 5 minutes to tap basic, easy things, and it's going to spit out a report that says, look, based on what you just said you did in 5 minutes, you could earn potentially this much money at 3, 5, and 10 years with an organization of 12 and 12. And by the way, if you added a customer base, look at how much more money you would earn. Isn't that great? That's huge. That is probably one of the best prospecting tools that we're ever going to have. Because why? It breaks down the wall. That's the hardest part. You want to get good at recruiting, you got to get good at making people feel they can do it. It has nothing to do about what you know about the business, the industry, the temperature of the climate, the marketplace, of this or the that. It has everything to do with your ability to take the focus off yourself and put it on them. And this will help you to do that. Yes. All right. So people want to ask themselves, how am I going to do this? Where are the products going to come from? So we say, BV products, our brands first, our partner stores, or another way to do it. We give them all the options. I love this membership thing. It really sells the value of building as a Shopping Annuity Master member. It's just like a gym membership, right? You can see you get this, that, or the other, and it shows you what you would get if you were a preferred customer, if you built as a Shopping Annuity member, or if you built as a Shopping Annuity Master member. It's lovely. The training topics, this is critical. So many people are like, what do I do, right? How do I teach my people? So we really broke down the most frequently asked questions for teams. So number one is personally, how do I change? How do I fund a shopping annuity? So you click on right there, how do I find the biggest return for my spending? Because my $100 is probably worth more than a brand new person's $100. Because when it comes to things like, body wash or whatever, I'm buying Royal Spa and somebody else might buy their other brand through some partner store. I'm getting more for my money, aren't I? It's the same $10, $15, but I got a lot more than somebody that went to jet.com. Isn't that true? So it's teaching them the importance of finding the biggest margins by doing what kind of products first? Oh my goodness. Okay, great. So the assessment is on here. It goes through the averages. The contact us has a lead capture form. And then, of course, what do you show after you show the shopping annuity? You show the plan. You show the business. So showing them marketamerica.com after you've gone through some of the highlights on shoppingannuity.com is honestly the perfect roadmap for discussion. Okay? Does that sound good? You guys excited for that? All right. So, we are not going to go until 10:30. We're going to definitely wrap this up sooner than that. But I wanted to leave the majority of my time for these people because honestly, they're all leading the way in a massive way. And so what we've done is I looked and I said, who are our top Shopping Annuity Master members right now that are really doing all the right things that we know of, and that and I said that because, that are visible to me. There's many, many, many people doing the right things. And who are their top fastest growing Shopping Annuity Master members as well? So they were all asked to bring on somebody that was a little newer to their team that has achieved the SAMM. Why? How many people have achieved the Shopping Annuity Master Member Program? Great. How many people are newer to the business? Great. So it's about half and half. So do you guys agree that for somebody that's experienced, it might be a little bit of a different process than for somebody that's new? That's fair. It doesn't make the new person not good or they're not all in. They just don't know what to do yet. So I wanted to offer you guys both perspectives. So can you guys give me a huge round of applause for our Shopping Annuity ambassadors and their fastest growing business partners? Woo! Yes, thank you. And guys, make your way to the top. If you're an ambassador, I want you to sit on the top. If you're a brand new person, on the bottom. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. So I'll have the ambassadors on the top. Hi. All right, can you guys have a seat on the bottom? No. Ambassadors on the top and up and coming on the first row. So I'll take the ambassadors on the top and then the up and coming on the first row, if you don't mind. Nancy, do you want to sit over there? Thank you. Thank you. Lenny Allen from the UK. Go for it. I love me, the UK. You know what I'm obsessed with right now? Oh my goodness. The Great British Baking Challenge. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bike. It's so good. Okay. So, really quickly, there should be a microphone on the top and the bottom. Is that true? Awesome. So let me start it over here. I just want you very quickly to say your name, where you're from, your unfranchised level, and that is it. Just say your name, where you're from, and unfranchised level.
Ryan Stack, Agawam, Massachusetts, National Supervising Coordinator.
Holla! Carl Eckman, Charlotte, North Carolina Director.
Woo! Mr. Shopping Annuity.
Don Martin, New Hope, Pennsylvania, Director.
Kristen Wampler from Agawam, Massachusetts, and I am an Executive Coordinator.
Jackie Smith from West Granby, Connecticut, Master Coordinator.
Woo!
Tom Holden, Houston, Texas, Executive Director.
David Whited, Executive Director, Kansas City, Missouri.
Stacy Whited, Executive Director, Kansas City.
Lenny Allen from the UK, and lastly, I'm a Senior Master.
Yes.
Right. Trina White, Team Arizona, Professional Coordinator.
Heidi Gruss from Waterford, Connecticut, and I'm a Senior Master Coordinator.
Colton Whited from Lee Summit, Missouri, and I am a Supervising Coordinator.
And I'm Michaela Whited. I'm from Lee Summit, Missouri, and Supervising Coordinator.
Awesome. And on the first row here, just because it's a little lower, we would have put you up here, but it might have been unsafe. So if you could just stand when you speak, that would be great so everybody can see you. Would you start? Say your name, where you're from, and your unfranchised level.
Kathy Brophy, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Master Coordinator.
Nice.
Donna Hoy, Rochester, New York, Master Coordinator.
Nancy Kramer from Waterford, Connecticut. I am just an unfranchised owner without a PIN level at this point.
Hi, I'm Mike Mayashiro. I'm from Redding, California, and I'm sorry. I'm a Senior Master Coordinator.
Sue Kirby, Houston, Texas, Executive Coordinator. Casey Chadwick, Houston, Texas, and Executive Coordinator.
Norma Flores, Houston, Texas, Senior Master Coordinator.
Grace Hartley from near Manchester in the United Kingdom, Executive Coordinator.
Alicia Harrington, Petersham, Massachusetts, unfranchised owner.
Awesome. Okay, so the way that this is going to work is we have 3 big categories of questions. I'm going to ask one question at a time, and we're going to take 1 to 2 responses at the top and 1 to 2 responses in the first row here. Okay, and so quick-ish responses, about a minute, so that we can get all the questions. And then if there's any additional questions at the end, we're happy to take those as well. Sound good? Yeah. All right. So the first question that we are going to ask is, what are the top 5 products you use every single month? And the reason we ask this is because the assessment recommends a ton of products, correct? Yeah. All right. Well, wouldn't it be great if you could just kind of get a little cliff notes on what are maybe the top 5 you should start with if you're new? Exactly. So top 5, who wants to answer that? Anybody? Thanks.
Toothpaste, multivitamin, digestive enzymes, pH skin normalizer, which is amazing, and this sunscreen.
Yes. Oh, kindred spirits. Carl.
OPC3, the toothpaste, bromelain. I use a lot of isotonics. I mean, I probably use 12 isotonics every day. I like the Timeless Prescription skincare, and I use the Fix shampoo.
And actually, I'm going to ask Kristen, too, because I know she's like a product fiend. What are your top 5?
So I use the Daily Essentials every single day, the toothpaste every day. Oh, sorry. Daily Essentials every day, the toothpaste every day. I also use all the Snap cleaning products, laundry detergent, and my favorite is the DNA Miracles soothing ointment. Yeah. My dog just got fixed, and I actually used it on him for his sutures because he ripped them open. And it literally, after we went to the vet, it was healed the next day. And I took him back to the vet, and he goes, "What did you use?" And I said, "I used this DNA Miracles soothing ointment." And that stuff works amazing.
So by the way, if you're doing a team coring, do you see how effective this can be? Because you may not have tried that product if you were an adult and didn't have a baby. I know I wasn't going to try it, but now I'm going to try it. You know what I mean? Okay. You don't need babies. Go ahead.
So the top 5 products I use is OPC3, the Snap laundry detergent and fabric softener. I have 2 dogs. I use the OPC3 for pets. I've seen a huge improvement in my dogs with that. How many did I say? 3? I use so many that I'm thinking. And I use, did I say 4 or 5? Oh. One more, trim tea. I'm a big trim tea. So.
Donna, did you want to answer it too? Yeah.
I use, like everybody else, probably a gazillion products a day, but Fix shampoo, the toothpaste. I buy aloe by the case. I love our aloe. The Daily Essentials and all the Snap products.
Yeah. Awesome. You guys, huge mentor tip. Do you guys want to be good business mentors to your people? You need to make everything digestible for them, which means when they're getting started and we say just buy everything, yes, that's the goal, but it takes one product at a time. So you need to break it down so that they can envision what that process looks like. And it's as simple as saying, what are your top 3? Do any of these sound good? Would you use any of them? Would you try any? Because if you tell them 20, they buy none. If you tell them 1 to 3, they'll try 1, right?
Good, that's right.
Hey, I should be a rapper too. All right, 2. I think this one's great. What were the first few products that you converted to, like when you first got started? It might be harder for us up here, right? I know. And then from there, what was your process? How did you grow that list from maybe trying 1 or 3 products to growing it? Because everybody said it, we use a ton of products. What did that process look like for you? Share what it took for you to, go from point A to point B.
For me, it was the old-fashioned product previews and health seminars that I now call the Wellness 101s. But back in the day, we did demonstrations, we smelled, we experienced, we touched, we saw the products. We went from home to home, house to house. And for me, it was experiencing the products that really got me hooked, and it was the isotonics. And just doing that old muriatic acid demonstration where you put the clear shear on your hand and you pour it in a bowl with aluminum foil, and then you have 2 Centrum vitamins that never dissolve, and it sits in that acid for 4 hours. And then we were also, at that point, we were never going back to pills.
I love that. That's awesome. Anybody else here want to share what that was like for you to go from point A to point B on the top row? Anybody? Tom? Here, you can use mine.
Yeah, so I started my business in the late 1900s with a product. I took your line. With a product called Friction Free 3000. So I invested, all of my products were friction free 3000 because, I wasn't old enough to take supplements. So, right? And I tell you, probably one of the greatest demonstrations of Clear Shield was with David. One day, he was going to do it bigger and better with the muriatic acid. And so he used like a Tupperware bowl, and that's where I learned about a great product called SOS.
I was saying, on the products, kind of tying into the last question also, I think it's important if you're not using, let's say you don't take supplements or something at all, that's not already in your life and your budget, and then you want to appear go now to your senior business partners, and you start spending beyond your means on a product because it makes you feel more active in the business than maybe you really are. That can be a false facade to hide behind. Almost our whole first year, because I was working 3 jobs, I was donating blood, I used a product. Thermochrome was the only product I used. They had it in trial samples at the time. And so I ordered only trial samples of that product. We would go do HBPs in unfranchised owners' homes in our organization. They'd have this whole spread. And I'd be like, oh man, someday I'm going to try this. Someday I'm going to use that product. But I had to allow my retail profits to pay for the business and earn the right to use those. We evolved to a point where last year, Stacy and I, we just personally, the 2 of us, we're empty nesters now. Our youngest is in college. The 2 of us, we consumed over $16,000 worth of products just between us 2. And I've been using these products for 22 years. I've never had a cavity. I've never been sick. I've never had 1 prescription in my lifetime. Never been to Walgreens for 1 prescription ever. And so I believe in using those, but it's something we evolved into, and we're like militant about only using all our products within our home, but we evolved into it, and we earned the right to be able to do that from our own retail sale profits. So that's good.
It's kind of interesting just to kind of piggyback with David and Stacy, because they're actually my sponsors in Market America, which is amazing. And, one of the great things is what David said is we didn't have money to really fund the business. And really one of the best products was the tools. So some of you guys are thinking about products, and the tools really do the work to lead up to selling the products. And so I know, David, you and Stacy invested the majority of your money in them things called tapes. And, it's kind of interesting when you start talking about it. But, if you don't have the tools, then the products really don't matter, because the tools do the work in this business. And another thing that, as they were talking about the top selling products, I think we get the best products in the kit, in the Fast Start kit, and that's really the bath and shower gel. Everybody bathes, and I hear so many people go, well, I didn't use that product. And then when they find out about it, they're like, that's amazing. So, one of the things that you can do is really open up the kit with your new unfranchised owners and use the product with it.
That's good.
So real quick for me, I started very young. So in terms of a product, I got started actually with 3 products. I got started with OPC, Aloe, and Thermochrome. And that's where I started. I really just started to take them because I figured I better take the stuff I was supposed to be selling. I got in because of the plan. How many other people got in because of the plan? That's why I was here. That business plan blew me away. So I started using those products, but I think the most important tool, I think it's still probably the most important tool in the business, is a home shopping list. Yeah. Every single week for probably the 19 years, pretty much every week, we use the home shopping list as an inventory check every single Monday. It's something we try to duplicate throughout the group. We call it Monday Fund Day. And it's just essentially to get people to take a day every week, do a little inventory. Typically, Monday is a good day. Find the things that you might run out of on that list. Order them that day so you don't get caught with your pants down on Thursday or Friday buying something you could have got from yourself. And what's really cool about the home shopping list, just to go back to that first thing, is from a top 5 products, that's where you'll start finding them, because that list gets updated when new products come out. And one day I was going through it and I saw female libido support. So I'm like, that, by the way, that's one of my top 5 favorite products, because I'll just drop them in Lisa's wine every once in a while. So.
Follow that if you will. Thanks, Don. Okay, so when I got started back in 2014 in the UK, I was one of the first people in the UK to get started, especially in my area in Manchester. My sponsor is from Pennsylvania, Janine, and I had never tried a product before I registered my business. So I registered with the Isotonics Fast Start Kit, and the first products I tried was in the Fast Start Kit. And through just Janine recommending products to me, she had in mind digestive enzymes for me, because I have a plethora of digestive health issues, from IBS to food intolerances, and we don't get the digestive enzymes in our Fast Start Kit. So that was the next thing she recommended to me. At the same time, she sponsored somebody who's a Motives beauty advisor, which is Becca, who's from the same area. So we'd get together and share our kits together, because there was nobody to try a product. We had to rely on each other, and as the weeks progressed, we just tried another product and another product, and Becca then got introduced to the Isotonics through me, which added Isotonics to her kit, and then I introduced to the Motives kit through her recommending the products to me. And that's how we built our business in the UK, and we're still going strong over 4.5 years later. So if there's nobody in your area, just buy an extra product every couple of weeks. Just add it to your auto ship. What else can I try?
That's right. That's right. So we'll take one more. Go ahead.
My first demonstration came to me from Chrissy. She knew that I was sick as well with a lot of digestive issues, and she had me start trying the aloe, and from there I went crazy with products. I went to digestive enzymes, to the OPC3 beauty blends, and from there I went to the ORAC and the magnesium, and just haven't stopped. Really haven't stopped.
So you guys, I just want to really quickly say, there's some commonalities. First of all, everybody here talking about products, they're using the products, right? But they're doing it one at a time. And I've heard every single person say it was one at a time. I love what you said about don't buy things out of your budget right away. Start with things you know you're going to buy. And then as you earn the retail profit, then go ahead and start trying other things. We're not here to impress anybody. We're here to build a business, to achieve our dreams. And whatever path that is that you're on is your path. You'll get to the destination, but you have to be willing to do the one thing at a time. The one product at a time. If you start and you get a good result from something, isn't it true that you're going to get something else as well? Yeah, that's what happens with our customers. We call that build share of customer. We need to do that with ourselves first. Number 3, what is your favorite partner store? Why? Anybody have a favorite partner store?
Victoria's Secret, for obvious reasons.
Can you guys tell that Ryan and Don are best friends? Anybody else? Say your top partner store.
My top partner store is Petco, and I will explain why. We just had a holiday. It was 11% off on our store to buy your gift card. And then I went in and did our all-famous double dip. By the time I got to the store, I realized that my dragon that I wanted to buy was on sale. And then when I got to the register, I realized if you had a PetSmart card, it was an additional sale. So by the time I was done, it was like a quadruple sale for this dragon that started at over $100. And by the time I walked out of the store, he was only about $40.
All right, so I love to shop. And and we entertain a lot with our customers and stuff like that. So my favorite partner store is Raise, Raise.com. It is anyone that knows Raise. So I use it for everything. Whenever we go out to eat, go to Chili's, go to Landry's, wherever, I am buying a gift card right then and there so that I can pay for my meal using my gift card. So not only is it discounted, but I'm also earning commissions and cash back. And from the time I started the business about a year and a half ago to now, I've just saved from buying discounted gift cards over $1,500.
Yes. Has anybody heard of, and I'm sorry I keep adding these coaching points, but has anybody heard of a concept called delayed gratification? Yeah. Right, so a lot of new franchise owners haven't because maybe this is their first time owning a business, right? And so it takes a little while for those commissions to cash up or the retail profit is maybe whatever it is, and it's not the same as going to a job and trading your time for money. Isn't that true? True. So when people get discouraged, it's because they think that it's not working for them. They're not making the money yet. But don't you agree that if they were seeing some real savings right away, that might be powerful enough to give them that little bit of oomph so they can stay? Because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
So good.
Okay, can you give us one shopping annuity hack that you use that drives either more BV or more IBV, i.e. using the black card, gift card, whatever. Honestly, it's also like using products in different ways, like, pH normalizing spray for your hair, which is awesome. I learned that from your wife, or the whatever. So anybody want to?
Yeah, so the Clear Shield, right? How many of you guys use the Clear Shield? Its intended use really is to use it on your hands typically, right, to create a barrier for people who maybe are landscapers or people who work in the medical field and are washing their hands incessantly. Well, it's also really great this time of year to protect your entire body from mosquitoes.
Oh,
Did you know? Did you know? No, from biting. And so I've got a great testimonial of this with my friends who nobody believed that this would work. And anybody love to play cornhole? Yeah, right? So we had, yeah, so we're gonna do a little cornhole tournament after this breakout, I guess. So we had all of our friends outside playing cornhole and we were passing around our Clear Shield. And they're like, is this mousse for my hair? What am I doing with this? I'm like, no, I promise, just put it all over your body. The next day we were together again, and I said, does anybody have any mosquito bites? And not one. Not one. So there you go.
Guys, what's gonna sell more product? That or learning the science? Come on, you gotta use it and share what happens. Anybody else up here? BB hack? More BB? Anyways? Kristen?
I use the, it's in the pink bottle, the all-purpose cleaner. Okay, so I use that with my Free and Clear laundry detergent just to give it the extra scent, and it really works. And so I like to buy the Free and Clear, or the all-purpose cleaner. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, the all-purpose cleaner and buy cases.
And that's awesome because it's non-toxic as well. And Stacy?
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to clarify the name. Okay, so this is kind of fun. We actually have an esthetician in our business that really loves the oils, which is really interesting because I haven't heard a lot of people talk about the oils. And so we had a friend whose daughter was struggling with acne, and they ended up putting the Calm in the pH normalizer and have had huge success using that product. And then they also, for anti-aging, what was the name of the one you just said? Yeah, they've been putting the Elevate actually in the different toners, like whether it is Timeless Prescription or the Illuminae de V, and that has had huge success as well. So just another thing with the oils.
All right, it might seem obvious, but maybe not to some people, but it does make a difference in your business. How many people, raise your hand if you buy one roll of toilet paper at a time? One guy. Do not shake his hand after today. You don't buy one at a time. Why? Because there's going to be a problem at some point, an emergency. So when you order product, don't buy one Royal Spa at a time or one Snap laundry detergent at a time. I see people do this a lot, but what happens? Laundry day, you run out of the last packet, and then guess what? You're going to run to the store. And what might seem like a little thing, if we all did that, turns into hundreds of thousands of BV that we all don't get. One little product at a time. Don't buy one roll of toilet paper at a time. Don't buy one Royal Spa at a time.
Awesome. Good tip. And then I think I saw your hand go up, right? Yeah. Can you pass the mic? Thanks.
Okay, so I was reading this, and it's using black cards, gift cards, and whatnot, but my one hack that I did find by accident was I can use the pH balancer, the Skintelligence, on mold and mildew, and it clears it. I don't know why. I don't know what it does.
It's okay. You sound exactly like me. I don't know why anything works, but I use it because it does.
Yeah, so it works on mold and mildew. But as far as driving BV and IBV, I like to buy, okay, so hotels.com is my favorite, right? Because I know I'm going on a trip, so I'm really excited about that. But I always go to raise.com, which is your favorite store, and I buy the gift card for hotels.com. So I'm getting IBV, I'm getting IBV for the hotels.com, and then I use the black card to purchase the gift card. So
you know what that's called, right? Stacking. Hey. All right, anybody else? Anybody else have something that drives more BV or IBV? Go ahead, Nancy.
Well, I might have actually seen this on the Monday Fun Day thing or whatever, but I tried it and it's really, really good. So I buy the crystals that go in the dryer, and I put them on the rug because I said I have animals, and I vacuum, and the scent is marvelous. So that's just an extra. So I don't buy one just for the dryer. I buy multiple because I use it on my rugs.
That's okay.
Hey, Sarah. I have curly, frizzy hair. Anyone else in here have that? And the Tri-Protein conditioner and the no frizz just wasn't quite enough. So I dilute the Tri-Protein conditioner 1-to-1 with water and spray it on my hair and use it as a leave-in conditioner. And it works great because it adds that one more layer of product to help control my hair.
Awesome. So I just want to, again, I want to pull it in for a second. We're going to change oh, Donna, did you want to say something?
I will real quick.
Go ahead, please. Yeah, definitely.
Another Clear Shield one. The Clear Shield, this is going to be weird, but Clear Shield, especially this time of year, on your heels, so for soft heels with the DNA soothing ointment, mix those two on your heels and you have baby soft heels.
It's like a pedicure.
Yes,
Love
helps
that.
your heels.
So kind of exactly, it's like a perfect transition actually, Donna. So to the point, and we are going to switch like the whole gear like after this question, but do you guys understand that the biggest way that you can get your organization producing more BV and IBV is to do one thing at a time and to share multiple ways, real stories. Yeah. Nobody cares about the science. I mean, some people do, most people don't. I honestly, who was saying, I don't know why it works? It was you, right? I don't know why anything works. I don't know why anything, I just know that it does, and then I buy it again. And so, and also, finding multiple uses or other uses for products is huge. I honestly, the outdoor landscaping, taking care of the yard thing, I've never done it. I did it one time that Ryan asked me to mow the lawn. I put my bikini on, he never asked me again. He was like, you may not mow the lawn in a bikini. Literally, this is a true story. Anyway, so I I also did something similar with the dishwasher. I haven't done that either. I broke the washing machine last time we went to Reading, actually. Anyway, so I do a lot of cleaning. But anyway, the point is this, like, I wouldn't have even tried Clear Shield if I didn't hear that about the mosquitoes, because for me, I'm thinking that's not a product for me. But hearing a different way to use it, now I'm like open to it. Does that make sense? Yeah. You guys have to talk about this stuff. You have to get together. You have to talk on your conference calls and your corings. That's where the business happens. That's where the magic happens. And that's when people figure out what they want to buy.
I just want to point out a kind of a recruiting note. Sometimes you think, well, if someone's doing well financially, why do they need this business? Or you project your own financial situation on others. You think, well, why would they need this? Why would they need this? I'm just sitting here listening to this, and Norma is like killing it in the real estate business. Her husband's a doctor. Chadwick, six-figure earners, business owners, entrepreneurs. She's pumped up about saving $1,500 with her cards last year. So it's like sometimes you have this all or nothing approach with hey, do I got to sell them an OPC or can they be a business partner? These people are where most people are trying to get, and they're fired up about saving money at Chili's. You know why? Because wealthy people think like wealthy people. And you got to think like a wealthy person if you want to attract wealthy people, because they have wealthy habits, wealthy lifestyle, and they're more excited about saving money than probably some broke person who doesn't even track what they're spending. Okay? And so, that is a good tip right there, looking at these guys.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. I was just going to share a product tip. Hey, the fabric softener, is anybody in here deal with static? Is that two people? Okay, well, I guess.
It's a winner.
Yeah, I was thinking that your volume would probably triple, but if you take the fabric softener, put it in water, it's the greatest static reduction thing on the planet.
I think mine's back on the previous question as well. We used to waste a lot of money having core-ins in hotels. And so what we decided to do was to go to a discount card, gift card store online, Zeek, and buy vouchers for restaurants. And we have all our core-ins in the restaurant. Everybody buys a meal, everybody benefits, the IBV comes through, and everybody's winning.
That's their version of Raise.com, you guys. That is a great tip. Everybody goes and buys their restaurant gift card or does a shop local if you're here, and now your venue is covered, you're eating, everybody has to do that, and you get to have your coring. And it's, by the way, way more better. Is that even a thing? It's way better than being stuck in a hotel room, isn't it? Come on. You guys I'm learning a lot. All right. Business building. What is one example of how your efforts created a new BV customer sale? So this is retailing and business building. So what product was it and how did you promote it? So your personal use leading to a retail customer. Lenny.
Me again. Okay, so when we had the Trim Tea announcement that we were going to get it in the UK, everybody in the UK got buzzed. We had the collective buying power example where we were testing out everything. But what I did, because I had gone from a size 54 chest to a 46, and from a 44 waist to a 38/36, I started telling I had one of my team members film me doing just doing a talk, and then she took a couple of pictures, we put it together, and we got the members of my team to use it. They sent it out and got retail customers, but I used it on someone in the north of England, and she initially bought 3 and kept buying 3 boxes every 2-3 weeks. And so we've developed a lot of Trim Tea customers as a result of my personal testimony.
You guys get that doesn't happen unless you use the product, right? Because you don't sell what you don't like unless you don't have any integrity. You don't recommend a book you haven't read. Does that make sense? You're not going to recommend a product you haven't tried. Ryan has a similar Trim Tea story. Can you share that?
So I used to be 320 pounds. No, but true story. So I decided to use Trim Tea when it came in, and I said, all right, I'm going to weigh myself in. I'm just going to weigh myself like every, I don't know, 10 or 20 days and see if anything happens, whatever. So I weighed myself in day 1, day 10 when I went to the gym. There was a scale. I'm like, it's kind of early, but I'll weigh myself again. I dropped 5.5 pounds, which is a problem, right? Because if I stand sideways, you won't be able to see me. So I posted that on social media, and it was just, I held the box open. I said I wanted to see what the buzz was all about. I said I lost that weight, and then I said, yeah, it was that good. It's an amazing product. Here's a link. The link went to Trim Tea on my website, and I said, now I'm going to go back and eat a cheeseburger and try to put some of this weight back on. Sarah then said, that's so rude, take that down, but then it led to 20 customer sales from there, so I was right.
But I also want to mention about where he was wrong, because that's not fair. So the first time he tried to sell Trim Tea, you know what he did? Because he was excited about a product launch, which there's a lot of new products that came out this weekend, right? We're excited about them. So the first thing he did was he posted a picture of the box, and he talked about how it had some well-trim in it, and how powerful the ingredient was. And you want to know how many people bought the Trim Tea? 0. You want to know when he created the customer? When he used it first. Did you have something, Colton?
Yeah, I love all the Clear Shield stuff. Like, I've been using Clear Shield since I was a little kid. When I launched
This is like an AA meeting for like Clear Shield.
I know, I'm loving it. We don't talk about it nearly enough. There's so many cool new products, but I love Clear Shield. It's probably my #1 selling product, to be honest with you. I love that stuff. So when I got started, I was actually a dishwasher at Outback Steakhouse, or at Cattleman Steakhouse, moved up to a bartender at Outback Steakhouse. Anybody know any bartenders? Anybody ever go to a bar before? Okay. Bartenders use a lot of harsh chemicals to clean down the bar when they're done. And I used to come home and my arms had all these like marks on them and all this like from all the chemicals. I started putting on the Clear Shield and it went away. And I just remember talking to other bartenders, like I had just launched, like first week or first, whatever there. And I remember sharing it with them, and I had them try it, and they're like, this stuff's amazing. And like their hands were better at the end of the night. And then my second favorite product, by far, is Mocha Tonics. I love Mocha Tonics, truly. Some chocolate goodness there for sure. I love it. Oh, hey, I can dig it. I love that chocolate stuff, though. It smells so good. So I remember, we're not going to recover from that. Yeah, okay, try the chocolate goodness. I'm telling you, it's some good stuff.
Hey, Colton, share the story, actually, how you recruited through the Clear Shield when you were in grade school.
Well, I was like in second grade, and we were, like they're doing all like the finger paint, or maybe younger than that even. That they do like the finger painting at school. Well, Mom and Dad used to put the Clear Shield on, so when I came home, I didn't have paint all over my hands, and I went to the sink right after all the finger painting stuff, and it washed right off. And my teacher's like, "What is this? How did your hands just get clean right away?" And I'm like, "It's my Clear Shield," And she's like, "What?" So obviously she became a business owner, and the rest is history.
Take the mic. Somebody give her the mic.
Can I got it. So on the creating a new customer sale, this is a lifestyle business, right? People are watching what you're doing. And so this is my husband's story, so I hope I do it justice. He had this one physician that he had been talking to about the products, right? And he was not interested in the products at all, but he does 7-hour surgeries. And so he's getting older and his back was hurting. And so he finally gave in after 1 year of my husband continually telling him, you've got to try these products. You've got to try these products. So he said, Ed, I'm ready to try the products. So my husband came home and he said, hey, I need, some samples of the daily essentials. I said, okay, sure, here's 3. He said, honey, if you want to land a big fish, you need big. So I gave him a box of the daily essentials. Yeah. Awesome. And so So he tried them for about a week, and then he came back to my husband and he said, you know, I have not felt this good in a very long time. Yeah. So he said, I want you to create a regimen for me. And my husband, if anyone knows Dr. Ed, knows that he's going to go through every product and he's going to explain to him each and every product and why he should take it. Well, he said, I don't need to know everything. You're the expert. You just tell me what I need to do. So he said, okay, great. He said, I'm going to start at the top, which is the most important, and I'm going to just keep going. And then when you're ready to stop, you stop. So I was in my back office, and I said, oh, my goodness. He said, what's the matter? I said, your doctor friend, the one that you've been prospecting for a year, just ordered $999 worth of products. Yeah. So 2 weeks later, he comes back and he said, hey, you need to call that doctor because he wants products for his wife. And I was like, all right, I can do that. So next thing you know, I'm in my back office, $695 worth of product. And guess what? That doctor orders on a regular basis his custom products. So.
That's awesome. You guys, that's what it's about. Yes. You guys no. Donna, you had something?
I'll just see. I've been a business owner for about 6 years now, but my cousin has been watching me for about 4 of those 6 years, and she's a veterinarian out in California, and I've always gone to her for questions about my animals. And so before I had tried the pet health, before I was a business owner, I used to say, my dog gets itchy skin or my dog has allergies, and she always gave me suggestions. And then I started to use pet health, the OPC3 for dogs, and I never had to ask her any questions. So she asked me, how's your dogs doing? Because I never ask her anything anymore because my dogs are so healthy. And so she came to visit a year or so ago, and then she goes, tell me about your business. What's this pet health? And so I told her about pet health, and she goes, explain the shopping annuity to me. And so I just showed her our shop.com site and explained what it is and how we turn our spent money into earning. And she went home, and then it was another year later, and she asked me again to explain to her. Now she's a business owner, and she's starting to use pet health with her dogs. But don't give up on people. Like, even if, it's been, you're a business owner for 3 years or 4 years, and your friends or family still haven't, wanted to know much about it, they're watching you, and they're watching your social media posts and everything, and they'll, eventually they'll come around to us.
And Donna, do you think that they would have been open to pet health had you not used it and had an actual positive experience?
Probably not. I wouldn't have a story to share. I wouldn't have anything to tell them about it. So you should obviously, use your products so you know
Exactly.
stuff about
it
them.
leads to retail. It leads to recruiting. So we're going to, in the same type of thing, where has the shopping annuity created an opportunity to recruit or to create a new business partner? So I'll start with you because I know you have a story.
Okay, so my cousin Alicia, who's here today, I actually was talking to her about how she could save money by shopping at the same stores that she currently shops at. And we were talking, and I had actually given her some samples of some product because she was having an issue, and I said, here, just try this. And I'll never forget, she came over, and I was sneezing, and I said, oh, I need my OPC3. So it became a joke, because every time I would sneeze, I'd be like, oh, I need my OPC3. She's like, what is this OPC3? I said, I don't know, but it works great. So, so I gave her a sample of it, and she really liked how it made her feel. So we were talking about how if you're taking supplements, if you start buying our own supplements, you actually get a higher return on it, so you get 80% back on the dollar. So we were talking about that, and she goes, well, what else can I get? And we went through the home shopping list. So going through the home shopping list, it'll show, I had her fill it out, like, do you buy this, do you buy that? And she actually said, well, I buy all of this, and I buy this and this. So some of the vitamins that she was currently taking weren't as good as the vitamins that I had given her to try. She didn't see a huge difference in it, and she was still having issues, but as soon as she started taking the vitamins that we offered, she saw a major difference. So for her, it was a no-brainer. I showed her the plan, and I said, well, let me show you exactly how you can convert all of your spending, all of your products that you're currently using, and she came on as a business partner.
So by the way, you guys get the theme, right? It's use your own product, and then it turns into retail to recruit very, very quickly. It turns into retail to recruit very quickly. So, hey, you might have something to do with this story.
I just want to add in there, thanks to Kristen, Market America, and our supplements, I also came off 7 different prescriptions.
It's amazing.
And you want to say something?
So I do these, I remember when David and Colton came over, they said, okay, well, you're doing these shopping annuity classes once a month. You should be doing them once a week. But anyway, you still do them once a month. But my shopping annuity classes that I do once a month, we invite guests to turn up as well. And so when I share the concept, what happens is, okay, let me tell you the results so you know what's happened. The result of that was Samira, our Web Center Trainer of the Year. She's not in the room, but she's definitely a superstar. Samira and myself and a few others on the team became Master UFOs, became Shopping Annuity Master members, and recruiting a number of people who would turn up to those sessions. Because it's such an easier proposition. Sharing the Shopping Annuity is such an easier proposition. And like I've said from the stage all the time, people in the UK market is built on financial services and property. So they get the concept in their mind of how spending gives you a return on your money. So that concept alone has allowed us to recruit a number of people, and it's changed our results and changed the game in the UK. And lots of people are doing it, including Gracie.
Breaking down the walls. Mr. Shopping Annuity, what do you say to that?
It was interesting what Donna said. When she was talking about people watching on social media, it reminded me of something. I try and, first of all, I follow the daily steps. The basics of this business have never changed since the beginning. What JR was trying to explain on stage, I hope everyone heard that loud and clear. So I do the daily steps every day. Well, one of the daily steps is you have to post on social media, correct? So I try and post something every day, and I've just gotten in the habit of doing it. And I always try and brand the shopping annuity because I just want to get that out there. And what you don't understand is people are watching, even if they don't like, comment, or say anything, because I recently went to a wedding. My niece got married, and I walked to weddings like a family reunion, and you see relatives and friends you haven't seen in forever. So I'm at the wedding, and no less than 30 people walked up to me, and they didn't say, "Hi, Carl, how are you?" They said, "So, what's this shopping annuity?" And it was funny because what I realized is they were all watching and they were paying attention, and they didn't, sooner or later, curiosity will kill the cat. So it's just important to brand yourself and do what JR is telling you about the daily steps. They're really important to follow. We have a game plan. You have a track to run on. Unfortunately, most people just don't follow the system. And we're the only company that has a system that's laid out for you, and it's so simple. 6 daily steps. If you do them, you will be successful. The only one that's difficult is booking 1 appointment a day. The rest, everyone can do with their eyes closed. And yet, most people don't do it. And when Sarah called me the other day, and we were talking about this, some people think what you're trying to do is, and don't get confused on this, people are trying to sell this business as shopping online, like you just said, shopping at Target and Victoria's Secret, and that's for Ryan, but you're going to make a 6-figure residual income. That is not the shopping annuity. The shopping annuity is you switching out all your products in your house. And what Elizabeth and I do is when we sit down with someone, we say, what products do you need right now? Because what David said was right on the money. You don't want to encourage someone to spend beyond their means. So you say, what products do you need right now? What products are you going to need in the future? And what are the products that you want to try down the road? Like, what do you need now? What are you going to need soon? And what are you going to try down the road? And familiarize them with it. And that's what this business is about, getting those products in their hands. And then keep it simple. Everything else, you just do your best to buy it online, and you will be a hopeless success, as JR said.
I just want to do one more story with you, how you discovered the business, because I think it was off that question of how did you find out about the shopping annuity.
Right. So Nina Beebe brought me in, and she did that because of 2 things. I went to, she was displaying, I guess it was around Christmas time, she put out she was at a Christmas fair, if you will, and she gave me some vitamins, so the Daily Essentials, which I took 3 of those, and I was like, wow, 3 days in a row. But the other big thing was she was in Miami at the big conference, and she wrote, enjoying lunch by the water, and she had this beautiful picture, and it was getting paid to eat lunch. Look at, at this beautiful scenery, I get, all this kind of stuff, and I wrote to her, what the hell are you doing? Like, how are you, She came home and I was like, you got to tell me how you're getting paid to eat in Florida. Like, what is going on, So it was a shop local, obviously, down in Miami where we had the convention, and she had that convention. I wasn't there that year. I went the next year. But anyways, so I was a product of the recruit, what's it? Well, it was social media, and it was also the product sampling, to get to buy into the business. I mean, I did listen a few times, but obviously it worked. So.
Awesome. Okay. So my answer's a little long, but I'll keep it as short as I can, Sarah. But one of the things that has helped me grow my business with the shopping annuity is to go for the challenges. Whatever challenges that the company puts out. So the last 2 motives contests, I have placed first for them. And one of the things that we do with that is we ask for 30 faces in 30 days. One of the ladies that I was 30 faces with led me to the newest business partner that I have. So she was a face. She's not into makeup at all, but she was doing me a favour. That led on to conversations. She then became part of my TLS weight management group. She then became one of my biggest losers of the week, so I do like a little award scheme. So if you put the effort in, I will sample products out. I have invited her to our Motives Overview that we hold every single month in our area. And then Lisa came over, I invited her to a HBP. She then started shopping online without much prompt from me. She got it straight away. She was a very easy person to work with. Don came over then in January. Don and Lenny did a shopping annuity boot camp for us all. Awesome. And then when I come to Miami, I was sat there in convention, and straight away I got an email saying I had IBV. She had just purchased her holiday on shop.com, and I got rewarded for it. I came back, she partnered that week.
Yeah. That's awesome. You guys hear a lot of JR this weekend saying, build the relationship, build a relationship. That's what it looks like. Do you guys get it? This is what it looks like. So we don't have a ton of time left. And so what I want to do, I know there's some people that haven't really spoken yet, and then I want to look at these questions, and I want you to think about which one you might want to answer and give me like a 30-second tip. So everybody gets to do so out of your team building, because it's really about attrition. If you master the shopping annuity yourself, that's great. But if you really want to make an income of it, you have to duplicate it. Does that make sense? My theory and my motto in this business is, if it can't be duplicated, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it, because people will try, even if you say, well, I'll just do this myself, people will try to do what you do, because people do what you do, not what you say. And so if it's not duplicatable, don't do it. So the questions to choose from, and everybody can just think of whichever one speaks to your heart. 30 seconds tops. The questions are, what would be your number 1 tip for a new business owner getting started to implement the shopping annuity in their household? 2, what are some methods that you use to help your team maximize the shopping annuity? Or 3, what tools or resources does your team use most and why? 4, maybe share one challenge that your team has experienced and how you overcame it or are overcoming it. Or 5, how do you balance out other business building activities such as retailing and recruiting with the shopping annuity? How does it all fit together for you? But I think we got a pretty big picture that if you're doing it right, it just happens naturally, right? So let's start over here, and we'll come down, and then we'll start, and we'll take it to Michaela and go down the line. Just pick a thing, share a tip, 30 seconds or, a minute.
I'm going to pick number 1. What would your number 1 tip be? My number 1 tip for new people starting would be, because you're learning so much at once in the beginning, would you agree? There's a lot to learn.
Yes.
Save your receipts for every dollar that you spend and put them in an envelope, so you can sort and you can see where you're spending your money, so you know where to look on your shop.com and what to look for.
Yes. Or you can use a little app called... Oh, hey. Okay.
Also, remember, it's a process, not an event. Give yourself a break. Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Love that. I love that. Come on.
Number 3, what tools and resources does your team use the most and why? Well, we always do corings with our team on all the tools that the company gives us. We go through all the different websites that the company has. We have so many websites, shoppingannuity.com, unfranchisetraining.com, shop.com. So we do a little coring so our team knows where to get information on all the tools that the company provides. And it just helps your team to understand all that we have. The company just gives, but you need to use what they give you.
Preach, Donna. Love that. So her tool and resource is to actually invest time in her people and help them to use the stuff that we give them. I think that was really great. Nancy?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to number one. What would be your number one tip for a new owner just getting started in implementing Shopping Annuity in their household? What I do, or what I did, and I think this has really helped me become, Master Sam, get to Sam, was I wrote down every store I frequent, and if I couldn't find that store in a partner store, I learned this actually from Mike Williams. I would Google and then find what I was looking for with the blue, with Shop Buddy would indicate where I could get what I was looking for through a partner store. Because there's so many stores, I wasn't familiar with all of the stores as a new unfranchised owner. And then the big thing I do is I have a husband who, just wants to run into CVS to get something. Well, they're not a partner store. I love Raise.com. I carry, once we made that list and we realized there were some that, he had to go to, I was like, okay, I'm going to get, somehow I'm going to feed my shopping annuity. I buy every card I can think of. I always have extra, in my home. And that way, if he says, I got to run to CVS, I'm like, well, wait a minute, take a card. So that way I'm feeding my shopping annuity. So.
Awesome. And, you have a mic for us? Go ahead.
So I don't consider myself an intense person, but I was realizing my team was having trouble with retailing, and I was like, we got to fix this. So I'm going to answer number 2. What are some methods you use to help your team maximize the shopping annuity? I realized that a lot of my team didn't have a lot of product knowledge because they weren't using the product. And so I sat my leaders down and I was like, you guys, if I come to your house and I find a product in your house that we have an exclusive brand for that you're using someone else's brand, you're off my team. I mean, not the unfranchised, but we were doing like a leadership run, and I was like, if you're not using our products, you are off this leadership team. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So basically I told them, if you want to sell a product, you want to move it, you need to be using it, which I think is a theme we're hearing here. And I was like, go through your house, and if you have shampoo from another store that you're just trying to use up before you use our product, throw their shampoo away. I don't care if there's half the bottle, unless money is an issue, and obviously, be wise, but I'm like, you are losing every sale when you use that product and then someone asks you what you use and you have to refer them to Target versus Royal Spa or whatever products we have, skincare. Like, I use our Skintelligence and it makes me glow, and I can't sell skincare if I'm not using it, right? And so there are so many industries and so many types of customers you get access to when you use our products. So it's like, you guys need to be using our products, otherwise you can never move this product. You can't relate to those customers, you can't sell it, right? So, yeah.
Can you hold the mic? Sure. Thank you. Excuse my amateur science here. I had limited time to get these ready today. But for number 1, if you buy weekly, you'll be paid weekly. However, if you buy weekly, you will be paid weekly.
I love that. She had like 10 seconds and it was a mic drop.
Wow, how do you follow that? All right. Okay, so I'm going to answer number 1 because I feel like this is one of the things that I was very passionate about whenever I got into the business. So one of the things that I loved doing was going to H-E-B and just spending like 30 minutes on the makeup aisle and the lotion aisle and the shampoo aisle, just seeing all the new things and trying anything and everything that was out there. Well, what I did is I now absolutely have no desire to walk even down the aisle. And so what I did was really, I don't. I mean, my kids, okay, this will just tell you. My kids came home one day with shampoo. I guess we were in the business maybe 2 months. They came home with shampoo from H-E-B because they're teenagers. They go shopping and pick up groceries and things. And I was like, what is this doing in my house? And they're like, what? I opened up the cabinet. I was like, here's your shampoo, here's your conditioner, here's your body wash, here's your toothpaste, here's like anything and everything that you need. But so my first tip would be, yes, if financially you can't just throw your stuff away, as you run out of stuff, replace it with our products. The body wash is super easy. As soon as you run out of soap, buy our body wash. But I will tell you that I packed up every single makeup and skincare that I had that was not Market America, and I gave it to a group of ladies who are actually much less fortunate and can't afford those kinds of things. So it was really a blessing to somebody else. So I got it out of my house, gave it to them, and they were able to distribute it. And that just got us on the road to converting our entire household to Market America products. You walk in our house, and it is an example of Market America.
Thank you. And we're going to rapid fire through these because I know everybody wants to go to the party too, but you guys are learning a lot, right? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so what would be your number one tip would be, of course, for a new person coming in, is be a product of the product. They have to know how to be able to share the product, and the only way to do that is to be a product of the product.
Awesome. Love it. Love it.
I'm going to pick the tools and resources one. So the UK has only just got the home shopping list. Before it was the catalogue, so it's a bit overwhelming sometimes for people. Just show how much products we actually have. The home shopping list really simplifies it, and they're not looking at product brands they may not be familiar with yet. So whatever they are using, this is for your customers, new business partners. Anyone can go through a home shopping list, and you can just see how much people could convert their spending to earning.
Awesome. I love that.
I'm going to speak as to number one. My big thing was train my whole family. I have a bunch of kids and my husband. So we have play dates come over. The kids ask if they can purchase something through the portal, is what they call it. So those kids ask, they talk to their family about it, creates more coming into my household for more customers for my business.
Colton knows a little something about that. Oh, Michaela.
For number 4, one of the challenges that my team faced is when we attend these events, there are so many products, there's so many services that we have that are truly incredible. And the challenge that we faced was there's so many. How do you choose? Where do you start? And that would slow down their ability to start recruiting or sharing the products. So what we did was we encouraged everyone to focus on just 3 products that stood out to them. Learn those products really well, and then anything that you know, any products that you think people might need that you don't know, utilize your team, because someone on your team already knows information on that, or there's a training or there's a video that you can use to use that for retailing or recruiting. And so use the system, leverage it, and keep it very simple.
Yes.
Can I give you one because it's
Yeah, really quick tip that you can do with your team, and if you have Facebook groups that you use or however you communicate, just do a challenge, a 90-day challenge of filling out the home shopping list, or do the assessment and go on a challenge to replace everything you normally use with one of those brands, and then record it. Record throwing away a product in the trash and then putting the royal spot in place, and do that as a team. Call people out and get everyone to convert within the 90 days.
I'm going to talk about the tools to use. We have so many tools, I think it can sometimes be overwhelming for people, but it's important to know what you're sending someone, because sometimes I always prefer to show someone the business if they ask, well, can you tell me about it? I hate to try and explain it, but sometimes people make you send that. They're like, can you send me something? So what I've done is, and what I'm going to encourage you to do is, look at all the tools you have and know what they are. For what I like to send someone is, if I have to just send them some information before they will sit down with me, I love Ryan's 14-minute YouTube video that I use that a lot. Everybody loves Ryan. It's kind of irritating. But just kidding. No, it's awesome. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. It's awesome, because what I found is I'll send the Uberization and I'll send Ryan's 14-minute little video, and because it's not too long, it explains it really well, the shopping annuity, and it gives them just enough to interest them. what I find is the people that actually watch that, then when I meet with them, they've watched all of his videos and they've gone on YouTube. No, it's true, because they get more interested as they go. And when you go to that YouTube, they can now see all different things on the shopping annuity, and they end up doing the research and get themselves more interested. And when I do show the plan to someone, I have a text that I sent to myself, so it's already on my phone. I send them a marketamerica.com site. I send them to myshop.com site just so they can play around, and I'll send them the 23-minute video. And I send it right from my phone so they have it in their phone before they leave the parking lot of our meeting. So then with a text saying, I'll follow up with you tomorrow to answer any questions. This is the thing where people are dropping the ball. You've got to follow up, and do the business.
So for us, one of the things that happened over the last year and a half, 2 years, in terms of challenges, was that innocently, a lot of people thought that they were funding their shopping annuity just because they were buying online. And what's so important to realize is every time you spend your money when you're an unfranchised owner, that is an investment. So when you think about it, if you're going to invest your money into something, how many people agree you should be basing your investment upon what the return on investment is going to be from the purchase? Okay? So it's really important to explain to people that it's ROI centric. Start with exclusive branded products first. That is the shopping annuity. The partner stores fills in the gaps that the exclusive products don't fulfill. Does that make sense? So getting people to realize that sometimes some analogies are important. So I use the investment analogy. Realize if you're going to invest your money, what's going to give you the highest return on investment? That's where you spend your money. Secondly, I come from a construction background, and this works extremely well because the visualization of this, it just is crystal clear. And I say, in our business, I think about finishing a room when I was in construction the same way I think about BV and IBV products. When I was finishing a room, after we were done putting in insulation and things like that, and the studs were up, we're getting ready to sheetrock and spackle. Now, the sheetrock has to go up first. Does that make sense? And by the way, if you just sheetrock, could you live in that house without spackling or painting? You absolutely could. Would it be as nice? No, but it is completely livable. So that's like the BV. The BV is a sheetrock. You need to do that first. You fill in the gaps with the IBV, which is a spackle. But if somebody tries to go in that room and starts to slather spackle between the studs before they put in the sheetrock, it is not going to work. So.
Come on.
So I'm going to answer number 2. What are some of the methods used to help your team maximize the shopping annuity? So besides using the shopping list, I actually use Don Martin's analogy, don't step over hundreds to pick up pennies. So I do this analogy all the time with my team, and we just did this at a coring that we had, where I went through and I showed them how much they would be getting if they purchase all or Tide, and then how much they're going to be getting when they purchase Snap cleaning products. And my whole thing, and I tell this to everybody, BV is the blood vein to your business. And that's what I think of BV is. It's the blood vein to our business. The IBV is like that intravenous, to your blood. So it just fills in, it just fills it in. But honestly, you have to be a product of the product, and I train my team on that. I show them what they're going to be spending if they continue to buy the way that they are, and what they're losing out if they don't buy the BV.
So I'm going to answer number 4. My team challenge is finding their customer base. So what I try to do, implement the trial size marketing. So I always tell them before they leave the house, put, in baggies, the daily essentials pack. Put some OPC chews. Take anything that you can that comes in the trial size marketing. So an example of that, actually, for myself, we just bought a house, and the Cox guy came over. He was sneezing. He's apologizing. I'm like, no. And so, of course, you always have to have it also at the forefront. You're always thinking. So basically, he's sneezing, and, I just casually went into my cabinet. I said, here, try these, and gave him some OPC chews. Like, oh, what's this? And so he's like, well, what if I like it? How do I get it? So then I gave him a card, and I said, just let me know, see how it works. But the example, actually, one of my teammates, she has a real hard time talking with people. So I told her to bring some in. Same thing happened with her boss, actually. She gave the daily essentials. She calls me, she goes, she wants it, what do I do? So, it works when people take it, they feel phenomenal. And so I would just, suggest try to always have something on hand so that you can give that out to people. Awesome.
4 and 5, real quick. You can't lead where you haven't been, and so it all starts with you. If you want other people to follow you, you have to have the integrity and do it up front. You can't ask people to do something that you're not doing. It doesn't work. It's non-duplicatable. So that's the first thing. The second thing is if you want to use that as a building activity in your business, everything has to lead towards the shopping annuity. So if you're doing a Wellness 101, if you're doing a motives event, you have to create the brand, right? So there's a lot of tools out there. So one of the things, you might have the shirt, you might have the hat, but if you're not prepared to answer the questions, why are you wearing the gear, right? So you have to truly take and create posture in your team, and every event you're moving people forward for the shopping annuity.
Man, that's good. I just want to say a big thank you to Sarah for all the work of making these things happen. Regularly, like like the marketamerica.com, if you've seen that whole page, how it goes through and tells the story for you, use the tools they're putting out, the shopping annuity assessment that's coming out, in September. Use those tools. If you've ever been on a moving up seminar or anything that we do, you'll know one of my famous sayings is, I do not get paid to answer questions. I paid to get questions answered. And I would challenge I probably have not answered a question in 2018 for anybody. Let the tools do the work, and they're creating tools that make our lives so much better. And every time I see some new little thing come out, I'm like, man, Sarah must have been pounding the table somewhere, because some programmer they hire off the street can make a great website, but they don't know what we do, and she is helping merge these together. So what you give energy to grows, and I would give a lot of energy to gratitude for these tools because they make your life so much better.
So everything I do, I always try to create a way that I can combine steps. And so I'm going to cover number 5 there on, business building, retailing. How do you do that? When I sit down at an appointment to share the business plan with somebody, whether it's a one-on-one for myself or I'm doing one for a junior business partner or something like that, I just know that every time I meet with somebody, it needs to be a win-win situation. That needs to be a win for them. It needs to be a win for me. And it's a beautiful thing because with Market America, we have products that can help them with their health. I can save them money and help them to convert their spending into earning with a shopping annuity. And I also have a way to help them to create an ongoing passive residual income. And so when I do that, when I sit down with somebody and I'm going through the marketing plan, we'll pull out a computer and we'll talk about what are some products that you use. We'll register them as a preferred customer at that point because I know that I might not be able to see them again or meet with them because they may not have any interest in the business, but they are a preferred customer. And in that, I will actually put products in the cart. What are you currently using? What are some things that you are using? Maybe it's from Jet or whatever. I will put it in their cart. And what happens is it follows up for me because it's in their cart, so they're getting emails that's letting them know you have products in your cart. Is this something that you're wanting to purchase? Because just like Ben said today, 7 times you need to follow up, and so that's just one great way of following up.
Okay, quick fire. What the success formula of our business is TQ equal GD equal V equal R. Now, for most of you who don't know that, talk to your senior business partner, but where TQ equals quality time. With the assessments, we use the assessment to qualify whether or not somebody gets my time. So if you want to use your time wisely, get your team to do the assessments as a qualification to get your time. The second thing I do with that is that for the GD, the duplicatable part of it, we get people to buddy up. So if 2 people are alike, if they know each other, if they feel comfortable, get them to get together and do the assessment together, or come to my assessment class and learn to do it en masse. So we're duplicating. The third part to duplicating, which leads to more volume, is that what we do is we make sure that I may seem like the superstar in my team and the superstar for the UK. Forget that. The point is that if my team cannot do what I do, then I'm a waste of time. So what I do is teach every member that is showing the plan in my team how to show the shopping annuity the very same way I do it, and we core on it, and now they do it. So JR came and saw me do it, and it looked really dazzling. And then the next time he came, I made every member of my team do all the home business presentations showing the Shopping Annuity, and the results are phenomenal.
Awesome. I think I should give the benediction. That was like ditto and amen to everything. So number 2, how do our team maximize the shopping annuity? One of the things we really are doing is going back to the old school product previews, and we even have product displays at our UBPs and our local seminars. And so the best customer is an educated unfranchised owner. And again, we do product previews. So if you major in motives, it's great to declare a university major, but you can't get a degree without general education. So your gen eds are very important. That's knowing what you have in your hand as tools. So that product previews, if you are a motives major, you're gonna talk about SNAP. If you are a debt shredder major, you're gonna talk about something that you don't know anything about. So you're educating yourself and you're forcing yourself to get the information and the knowledge and know the bullets and do your due diligence. Number 3, a real quick tip. So don't duplicate this part. Every time I go into a hotel room, stay in hotels, I go to their business center and I go to their computers and I download the Shop Buddy and I put my shop.com web address, my URL, and I save it as the home page to all of them. So don't duplicate that. That's mine.
I mean, that's like shop buddy
Magic.
crack.
Come on now.
Sorry, thanks, Michaela.
That's good.
I mean, I really don't know how to top that. So, all right. So, when you're new into the business, the first thing that I ask new partners to do is to write down every single thing they're going to spend money on over the next 90 days. I want you to look at your calendar. I want to know birthdays. I want to know anniversaries. I want to know back to school shopping. I want to know all those things because now we're going to find the way to redirect it through your business, starting BV first, then partner stores. So then we also make Sam a goal. Okay, so Nancy Kramer here, it's a 2-person household, her and her husband, and they achieved the Shopping Annuity Master member, okay? And once you do it one time, you're never not doing it. It's unbelievable. I mean, literally, the first day into the new quarter, I've already satisfied all the requirements for the upcoming quarter because it just becomes second nature. And so what we're trying to do is build new habits. So if you start with just looking the first 90 days out, it's like the perfect window of time to make these behavior changes. The third thing that I will say to all of the unfranchised owners here is use the Shopping Annuity Master Member Report in your back office. Use that for yourself and for your team members as a benchmark, because that's where you can identify who deserves that 80% of your time, right? And you can also identify some barriers, like why is it 6 weeks into the quarter and somebody's only spent $200 through their site? Like, I know they've spent more than $200. I need to give them some more education to know how to better maximize their shopping annuity.
That's awesome. So good. The shopping annuity is using the products that you're already using, like these guys said. You got to use the products first, and then from there, it's really easy to sell the products. But one of the first things we have to do as we have new business partners, first for ourselves and then for our business partners, is break the minimum mindset. As kids, we grow up as like employee school, learning how to be employees. Like, where's the bar? I got to make sure I get just enough to get over the bar. And then you get a job, and you got to do just good enough to make sure you don't get fired or something, or just good enough to make sure you get the raise, or whatever just good enough is. And that doesn't really work with the shopping annuity, because the worst part and the best part about Market America and Shop.com is what you do duplicates. So if you aren't doing a good job of converting your spending into earning, it's going to duplicate on your team. And if you have a minimum mindset, you can only affect 2 factors with this business: how many people are on your team, or how much volume each person is producing. And so if you have a minimum mindset and your team duplicates what you do, it takes a lot of people to actually make money with this business.
But if you can have a maximum mindset and really take everything you're doing into earning, you're going to be in good shape. I heard a lot of people as new products were coming on say, oh, I'm so excited about that product. Curse words in my mind, I'm going to add that to my auto ship. I'm like, no, you don't add that to your auto ship. Get that product. Your auto ship should be stuff you're just already using. You got to break the minimum mindset and convert what you're spending into earning and really, really make sure people hit the Shopping Annuity Master Member Program. When Mikhail and I got started, we were servers and bartenders. I didn't have a lot of discretionary income. And I remember talking to mom and dad, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to hit this thing. 500 business volume a month is just the two of us. And dad said, you're not lacking resources, you're lacking resourcefulness. He said, find a way to make that happen because it's super worth it and you need to do it because your team's going to duplicate that.
Come on.
And we did, and our teams duplicated it very well.
Awesome. So guys, I just want to say, can I have that one? I feel like, I don't know if all the mics don't like me. Okay, so, oh, that's better. All right, really quickly, I just want to say two quick things. First of all, how many people were born just like knowing how to walk? Anybody? Anybody came out? Just knew how to walk right off, out? So here's the thing. You learn how to walk. Does it work out the first time? No. It probably takes a baby like several months to really figure it out. Isn't that true? So if they don't figure it out after the first week or the first month, do they go, oh, I guess walking's not for me? Right? So maybe you don't get that Shopping Annuity Master Member the first time, but that doesn't mean it's not for you. It means you just have to figure out how. It's that resourcefulness that you have to get there. It's helping people to identify where the breaking points are for them. But one thing that every single person on this stage and on the front row here has said is that they invest their time in their people to help them do it. They make everything digestible, one thing at a time. It's all realistic. That's the business, you guys. It's the relationships and it's the time invested. If you want to be wealthy, you have to invest in people. We have the opportunity to do it. We have on the Mondays, we have the Monday Fun Days, second, third, fourth, and sometimes fifth weeks of the month where you can learn about one product that week. Don, tell them what that's about real quick.
So on the first Monday, as you guys know, it's a Go Now game plan. How many people are loving that? Sarah Rose running that, doing a great job with that, right? So every other Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern, it's live, it's 15 minutes, typically 20 max, and we just have different people each week that are going to go on and talk about one exclusive product and all the different hacks for that product. And we're going to do that every single week, Monday at 7 Eastern time, 4 Pacific, and anything in between.
People are going to buy Clear Shield after tonight.
Awesome. I'll wrap it up. So first of all, round of applause for all of our people up top here. You guys are amazing. And just real quick, come here, Sarah Rose. Real quick, something about this young lady here. This woman here works her tail off. And I want you guys to give her a standing ovation for everything she does for this company. Thank you guys so much.